Morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to One Foot of Books. My name's Shard. This is episode 18 of One Foot of Books. Sorry, it's been a while. It's been like a month. I've had some schedule changes. Couldn't really fit it in where it used to fit in, and therefore, I took that as an excuse and didn't do anything. I could have easily adapted, as we all can in times like that, but I didn't, and I apologise. So we're in the middle of school holidays now. I'm still at work. Like, school holidays, even after you become a parent, they're not holidays. They're holidays for your kids. It's middle of winter here. Spectacular weather. Very cold though. Not freezing. Probably it's warmer outside because Australian houses aren't built with insulation for some reason. I don't know. They got here in the summertime and they go, man, it's hot. Let's build heaps of houses. And then winter rolls around. They're like, hey, it's cold too. And it's just like, oh, well, too late for that now. Too late for that. But yeah, it's beautiful winter up here in the Blue Mountains, up in just outside of Sydney, Australia. Blue Mountains is it's a city in itself, I think. It's a city within a national park. So there you go. Don't know how they did that, but probably white guys in there somewhere. Episode 18. I think I'm going to get to 20, and then I'm going to change things up. Do something else. I don't know. Let me know if you got any thoughts. You want me to keep going? I'll come back to this. I just want to try and explore some different ideas, that kind of thing, and keep it fresh, keep me motivated. Taking a month off through not being able to do it in the time that I'm usually doing it. It's the old monkey throwing its crap at the wall and just seeing what sticks. I am the monkey and I am the crap, and reality is the wall. And nothing's stuck yet. I'm almost 45, and if something doesn't stick soon or later, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. Fun times, man. Fun times. Life. Am I right? Life. It'll get ya. Let's start. One foot of books. I go through a foot of books from the collection behind me. A collection that I've stopped really adding to over the last few weeks. I'm staying away from books. I've got enough. I've got enough. Like I say, I'm almost 45. I've been in a life crisis my entire life. Midlife, quarter life, early life. It's all been a crisis up here. And I'm just rethinking, why have I got so many books? Do I need so many books? Do I need more? Maybe you should read the ones you've got. Maybe you should read the ones you've got. Be grateful for the ones you got. Oh, gratitude. Oh, if there was such any more tougher thing in the world. The practice of positivity. Oh my God. You guys get that? Or you just... I don't know. Maybe I'll cut this little bit out. Who knows? No one watches this anyway, so it's fine. I'll just vent my spleen, as it were. Anyway. Where did I get this from? This is, I got this from the Salvos, I think, in Springwood. Malachy, Tallack. The Undiscovered Islands. An archipelago of myths and mysteries, phantoms and fakes. This book is relatively recent, I think. 2016. It's not that recent, but it's recent enough. It goes through a series of islands, legendary and otherwise. There's the basic kind of atlas and the numbers of the chapters that of the stories that it kind of follows. So there's of course, Atlantis, the island of Bus, Lemuria, High Brazil, Thule, Hawaii. So just, and it's got some awesome illustrations. I mainly got it because of the illustrations, to be honest. It's Yeah, fantastic. Who does the illustrations? Katie Scott. Yeah, I was very impressed. I was just like, I'll get this for the pictures. Maybe my kid will read it. Newsflash, kids don't read. Barely even look at books these days. It's all just about screens. Good Lord, why did I bestow another life on this planet? All I can assure them is that they are going to suffer. The Undiscovered Islands, Malachy Tallack. Good book. I've read a little bit of it. It's a bit light, but in terms of prose and information and stuff like that for a hardcore historian like me. Yeah, there's illustrations. Mwah. Mwah. How do you do that? Mwah. Like that. All fingers. Mwah. Katie Scott, good work. Mushrooms and Toadstools, an illustrated guide. Living up here in the mountains, I, of course, want to chase oblivion as much as the next person, and I would love to do that by getting my hands on a few thousand dozen magic mushrooms every year. I haven't done so this year. I'm just a bit lazy. I don't go down at the same time. I see the mushrooms around and I'm like, is that magic mushrooms? Before I kick them to death. And I don't. But this is a fantastic book. Fantastic book. Amazing illustrations, descriptions, histories of mushrooms. It's pretty easy. There's like on this side, death. This side, kind of not death. Life maybe. Yeah, mushrooms, dude. Far out. They're out to kill us. Yeah. So there's lots of poisonous mushrooms out there. But it's a really cool book. I've got to take it out when I go for a forage, when I look for magic mushrooms, because god damn it, reality. Oh, I can do without you most days. Hey, am I right? Am I right, reality? Go suck it. This is written by? I don't even know. It doesn't even tell me. Text by Yuri Bayer. Illustrations by Bohumil Van Kura. I found this in a shed in the Addison Road Centre from when we were cleaning it out, because the guy who had been kind of hanging around the centre for years found an open shed and used it as a dumping ground for so much of his crap. And I found this book and I was just like, yeah, I'll take that. Got that. The Mysteries of Life and Death. I got this from a box at my friend's bookstore. They got left over and I don't think she wanted to sell it. And it's, yeah, I don't know. It's one of those weird kind of Reader's Digest-y kind of books. But with, yeah, some gore and statistics and people dying and dead people and stuff like that. To be honest, I haven't really gone through this a lot. Look, there's a guy's fallen on a fence. There's a guy falling out of a window. There's someone who's asphyxiated on something. League of Assassins, so it's about assassinations. There's Jonestown. Good old Jonestown. 1,000 people dead. Nice one, mate. It looks pretty full on. I'll have to look at this again. There's lots of statistics and graphs and charts and graphs and things like that. Looks pretty cool. I'll have to delve into that a little bit more when I'm feeling a bit more melancholy. Maybe just have a look at it. Just read the books you've got. Yeah. I've got this from the Vinnie's in Hunter's Hill. Voodoo Child, the illustrated legend of Jimi Hendrix. I mainly got this because it's illustrated by Bill Sienkiewicz. And he's a fantastic artist, comic book artist. He's done a lot of comic books and stuff like that, but he's very much got his own style. Bam, look at that, like awesomeness. This is a great little book. I have read it through once. It's basically the story of Jimi Hendrix, but very trippy styles. And yeah, cost me $6. It was supposed to have come with a CD. Did it come with the CD? No, the CD's long gone. But $6 for this book, bargain. Oh man, I got this. When was this? Playboy. 50th anniversary. January 2004. This is almost 20 years old, and I'll say this is in mint condition. 5 DVDs for 49 cents. Wow, free shipping. What have they got? Spider-Man, Old School, 8 Mile, 8 Mile, Daredevil, Green Mile, Braveheart. Wow. Look at that. I'm looking at a porn magazine for the 5 DVDs for 49 cents. Yeah, I can't show you much in this, but this is a great great edition of Playboy, I must admit. It's got all the covers from the last 50 years, all in a big gatefold kind of thing, and all the centerfolds, which I can't show you. Come on, it's Playboy. They're pretty tame, but very alluring. Yes, I got this. Where did I get this? Oh, when I was working at the I was working at adult bookstores, a couple of adult bookstores when I first got to Sydney, because I wanted to come over here and live the dream. And of course, Newport Pleasure. Oh, sorry, Newport Pleasure. Advertising cigarettes. Oh my God, they look like they're having so much fun smoking. We know otherwise, don't we, fellow ex-smokers? Smoking is great in that it takes your mind off your life. Yeah, I was working at an adult bookstore for a little while, and I got this, and it's still in really good condition. And look, advertising. Do they even do that anymore? I don't know. I haven't bought a magazine since probably this one. Treasure Seekers, Lost and Found. Where did I get this from? Dr. Jane McIntosh. Oh, I got this at the Marrickville Markets from my friend who does a bookstall down there. I'd hasten to call him a friend. I've seen him around every week or so for like 15 years, but I don't know his name. Because I'm not good at making friends, because I'm a human male. And it only gets worse, I tell you that much. It's you get more and more alone. And you get good at it. That's the scary part. People come along and they want to be friends, and you're like, whoa, I'd rather read a book about lost treasures. This is a really cool book. It explores different ones from different periods and locations around the earth. So Africa, Asia, Americas, that kind of thing. Ouch. It takes a bite out of you if you let it. I just felt like throwing this across the room, but it didn't. Yay me. Therapy wins. Yeah, because some crappy cover on it. Maybe I should take that off. It's a bit light. It's a bit light. I want more obscure stuff. I want stuff that's like, couldn't be real. But this one is quite grounded in reality. Oh, my hands are cold. And it hurts where I got scratched by that book. Karen Farrington, The Atlas of Expeditions. Yes, I'm a middle-aged white man, so I like my history because it takes my mind off my present. Basically, yeah, an atlas of expeditions. It goes by year. 1460 to 1524. Yermak Timofeyevic is a Russian explorer. 1681 to 1784. Vitus Bering. I just found the Bering Strait. There you go. Freya Stark. She was 1893 to 1993. James Bruce. So like it follows like it was like Africa, the Americas, travels before 1600. When we could barely read and write. Arctic and Antarctic. Yeah, good book. I have flipped through it a little bit. Where did I get this from? It's got a $5 sticker on it. I must have got this from 2020. This would have been probably the Salvos in Marrickville. 2020. What's the year now? 2023. Yeah, totally. I was in the city at that point. Now I'm up here in the boondocks, withering away. Antique Maps. Got this from the Salvos up in Springwood. It's a little bit falling apart, the dust cover anyway. By Douglas Gohm. Gohm. G-O-H-M. I do like ancient maps because, again, I'm a middle-aged white man and I like history because it takes my mind off my present. Yeah, it's got heaps of cool maps. It's a little bit delicate now, this whole book, but I do like it. I do like old maps. I like thinking, what were people doing back then? Probably a lot like what they're doing now, sneaking off to have sex and masturbate and having kids and being unhappy and dying. Secret to life is pretty much just acceptance of suffering, isn't it? And moving beyond it. Happiness comes and goes, but so does suffering. What am I talking about? Am I doing Buddhist stuff now? I don't know. Standing in the Shadows of Motown. Much like that movie, the documentary about the backing bands of Motown. This is all about James Jamerson, one of the great Motown bassists. So it's a story of him, and it's also like a lot of his bass music stuff. Lessons and such. How sweet it is to be loved by you. It's a shame. I'm gonna make you love me. Can't hurry love. Yeah, and it's got the CDs as well, if you want to learn stuff. Produced by Dr. Licks. I don't know about you, but I'd like to be seen by a Dr. Licks. Yeah, cool. I haven't really read it. I got it from a stack of books that my old flatmate was going to chuck out. By Dr. Licks. Forward by Berry Gordy. Yeah, I probably want to... I don't know if I could... I've got a bass around. It's one of those things I bought myself and going, why don't you learn that? And part of me is like, yeah! And the other part of me is just like, sometime. And I'm like, yeah, cool. 45. Learned nothing. I'm very... reflective today, isn't it? The New Golden Land. I got this out of a bookshop that was closing down in Randwick when I was going out with a woman who was living in Randwick in Sydney. And European images of America from the discoveries to the present time. And I got this because I dig all that old stuff. I dig all the America, like when they discovered America and they went down there and they just laid waste to it, and this is like raped and pillaged and spread smallpox via blankets and killed like upwards of 30 or 40 million people over a couple of decades. And the art is amazing. Yeah, I just like that history and art, and I feel sorry for humanity when you hear about stuff like that. And wouldn't be here today if didn't kill 40 million indigenous people in America. I don't know. It happens everywhere. They killed a bunch of indigenous people here in Australia. New Zealand, where I'm from, land wars. There was wars. They put up a fight over there. Pacific Islands. I'm part of the Pacific Island group. I'm from New Zealand. They just went through there and gave syphilis to everyone, and they didn't have it before. Imagine what it would be like living on an island paradise for generations with no sexually transmitted diseases and everyone running around with no clothes on. Then white people came along and it's like, hey, you want some syphilis, love? There you go. There you go. Yes, white people. God damn it. Yes. The Illustrated Star Wars Universe by Ralph McQuarrie. Text by Kevin J. Anderson. Back in the 90s, this was a book that I strongly desired, and I was going to get it from Amazon. Back when, like in the late 90s, when Amazon was like, hey, we're an online bookstore, and we were like, wow, it's an online bookstore. Now this Amazon is just like, we are Amazon, and you're like, yes, I'll take my money for, I want a spatula, boom, it's here tomorrow. I wanted to get this. It was super expensive. It was like $70. Who'd have known 25 years later, I was going through a secondhand thrift store kind of place called Reverse Garbage, and I found this, and it was like $1, and I didn't have my wallet on me. And so what I did, I stuffed it behind one of the bookshelves, and I came back the next day and I bought it for $1. Little teenage me was like, awesome, part of me is complete. And like the older part of me is just like, you're deluded younger me. Nothing is ever complete until death. And but this is a great book. This is a fantastic book. If you're a Star Wars fan, even if you've been burned by the whole Disney Lucasfilm buyout and sell-off and the sellout, this is a fantastic book. Ralph McQuarrie really, without him, there would be the Star Wars we know and loved until it was raped to death by Disney. Raped and mined for money. Fantastic book. Lovely book. This one's a little bit battered, but I wouldn't have it any other way. If you can find a copy, please do. If you're a Star Wars fan, it is very well worth your collection. Desmond Morris, Manwatching. This is a book all about like body language and stuff like that. It's a little bit dated now. Desmond Morris wrote, what did he write? The Naked Ape, kind of like a pop anthropologist from back in the 60s and 70s. Did a couple of TV series. I found this at the Salvos in Marrickville, and it's signed by Desmond Morris, 1978, the year I was born. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, man, it's based on like the TV series he did back in the 70s. Pretty interesting book. I have read through it a little bit a while ago now. A field guide to human behaviour. All you need to do now is look on Facebook or Twitter and you'll see human behaviour on full display. Nuclear Movies, a filmography by Mick, Broderick. This is all like, it's a big encyclopedia. Can I show you the pages properly? It's like a filmography book of just like movies. Nuclear movies, atomic movies, all that kind of stuff from like the 50s, 60s, and 70s, cheesy monster movies, and 80s, it seems. Steel Dawn. Did you guys ever watch Steel Dawn? Patrick Swayze, the Swayze man? That was a good movie. Angel of Vengeance. Plutonium Baby. Radioactive Dreams. The Defector. Dimension 5. Belle of Nagasaki. Canadian Mounties versus Atomic Invaders, Invaders from Mars, U-238 and the Witch Doctor, War of the Worlds. Yeah, like apocalyptic movies and you know, atomic movies and sci-fi stuff. That's an Australian book too. Good on you. Good on you, mate. The Australian Self-Sufficiency Handbook. I got this. Where did I get this from? A survival guide for the 21st century. Oh my god, really? I mean, I got to put in so much work. I don't want to be self-sufficient, mate. I live in a time where I can go to the supermarket and it's all there. But it's a nice goal to aim for if you're so way inclined. Me, I would just stick to the modern conveniences that we're being afforded, or that might be taken away at any point, and then I would be eating my neighbour. This is from 1992. Yeah. The editors of Earth Garden magazine show you how to build your own house, grow your own food, produce your own meat, fish, honey and eggs, generate your own solar, wind or water power, make pottery, tool leather, spin and weave wool, make soap and paper, and much more. How the hell am I meant to hold down a job doing all that crap? Jesus Christ. Yeah, self-sufficiency, I don't know. It's a nice goal to aim for. If you like being on your own that much and working that hard, or you have someone that you can do it with. And if you do, hold on to that person as long as you can. Because one day one of you will die first. But what you've built might, you know, be good for your kids for a while before they go, Apple's got a new VR enema. Like, I'm going to do that instead. Why have I got this? Vocal selections of guys and dolls. I think this is from my ex. Oxford Illustrated Guide to Music. I'm I play guitar, I dabble. I work in the music education industry now for some reason. I don't know, I needed a friggin' job, didn't I? Because rent cares not. Rent just is. Yeah, it's got no dust cover, but it's a cool illustrated guide, dictionary of music. Awesome music. Yeah. Got that at the Vinnie's at Dulwich Hill. Would have been like $2. That's pretty cool. And I got this from the Vinnie's too. It's kind of like a kid's version, but not picture book of Chaucer's Canterbury Tales. I haven't read it yet. I wanted to get high and read it, but I never did. And now I don't get high anymore. So I haven't read it. Maybe I should read it sober. Sober's the only way to be, mate. Travel back to medieval England and join Chaucer as his merry band of pilgrims on their way to Canterbury. You'll meet the wife of Bath, the knight, and Franklin, and many more colourful characters brought to life in Marshall Williams' funny comic strip style. Haven't read it yet. That looks pretty cool. Maybe I'll get my kid to read it one day. Who knows? Maybe. This has been One Foot of Books, episode 18. I think once I get to 20, I'm going to try and do something else. If you've got any ideas, anything you think I might be good at, I don't know, tell me, validate me. I've got a few ideas in the pipeline. Let's see what happens. Chuck them out there. See if I can get more than 10 or 20 views per video. But hey, who knows? I'm just doing this for fun, man. Just doing it for fun. Alright. Have a good day. Have a good week. Stay warm if you're in the southern hemisphere. Stay cool if you're in the northern hemisphere. And over the 700,000 hours that are uploaded every day, thanks for choosing my little half hour or so. Cheers.